I was mortal once. A prince then. A prince now. I am the God Slayer!
Welcome back everyone to Total War Warhammer 3 in part 8 of our Kevin the Daemon Prince as a Grimmhammer and the Old World campaign. I am so glad to have you all back. I have had a little bit of a disruption as I burned my hand early on trying out some forbidden fire magic, and also just helping the little wizard with some chicken nuggets. Either one burned the brakes off of my hand and we were unable to play for a little bit here, so we're back thankfully. I do heal pretty quickly, so I'm only down for a couple days and we're back to it. I do appreciate you all for wanting me to take a little bit of a break. It's just not in me. Not even a little bit. I think we're going to want to bring Lao Tzu out. Plan is we need to start making some more money. So we'll bring Lao Tzu and company around, start taking said money from our previous enemies. And we'll do the same thing with Kevin. Before I leave the Monolith Corvald though, we'll make sure we grab a few more units for his army. And then we'll start yoinking some coins from old Boris Ursus. Surely the Kislevites have a little bit more gold than the lads that like to fight over absolutely nothing all the time up here in the Norscan wastes. Squabbling over scraps and bits and bobs. Let's see. If anything, we just need more buildings that are making us gold. Extra growth here in the mountainous regions is going to be nice. But I would say the Soaring Siphon is still going to be the call. Increase our income as much as we can. Then we can start worrying about specializing into different military buildings and the like. For the time being, the Kraken Coast here is going to be our main military outpost. Alright then, we've got no more gold, and as far as Demonic Glory goes, we earned any new... It's been a full turn since the last time, so we did get this Chaotic Body. Shows off that delicious set of abs. We're going to go ahead and switch back to the light armor though, because while this is pretty great, it gives us more speed and 15% damage resistance, we get more ward save here with all of what's going on. That's ward save, more overall protection.
Daemon Prince.
Perfect. That's all we can get up to for this turn, so let's swing on into Lao Tzu. Alright, an uneventful end turn, so we'll just swing on in and start stealing from Vitterheim here. 485 is not a bad amount. It looks like he's going to start building up the Chaos Spawn army again. We will need to keep that in mind. That army is not going to be weak. But thankfully Lao Tzu's got a pretty dangerous force built up himself.
Much power.
Or you there, Kevin, will come on up. So if we stay in here, we actually have a little bit of upkeep production. What can we recruit? We can afford nothing at the moment because demons are expensive. Before we leave, though, we definitely want some flamers and then one more unit of spawn. Spawn plus flamers will allow us to eliminate blobs of infantry quite quickly. I don't want Zangors. Or do we? Instead of Zangors, we can go for the Forsaken. Get a little bit of bonus versus infantry. A heap more weapon strength. We'll go for kind of a squad of Warped and Twisted with Kevin, and the Lao Tzu can have all of the Goatmen. We'll still bring him on out. We'll go over into Camp Stance. Or anyone that's going to give us a little bit more, any kind of resource that is. English. Switch over into a Camp Stance then. Just wait. 1500 extra next turn, which is only going to be enough to give us one of the flamers. Let's go ahead and kick out this group of blue horrors or missile troops in the back line.
Such prismatic splendor.
Yet another turn. Swings on by. Right then. Let's give Kevin his troopers and see what other kind of ghastly plans we can enact. Oh, we can't actually do the flamers because we don't have enough glory. That's fine. We'll grab one more unit to spawn then. And we'll be tapped out on gold. We have a very expensive set of troopers here, don't we? Looks like all of the lads in Bitterheim have fled. They're going the other direction for some reason. They like that we're raiding the Stillfist Reavers. Is he out to for some more sneaky maneuvers? Go find another faction who thinks he's on their side? It worked against us. Go ahead and grab the secondary point into Treason of Tzeentch. Keep working down his magical line there.
A boon from us.
Becoming stronger, I guess. Give him a little bit more gold to yoink from the enemies. Get the hands a little bit stronger. I'd like to do a little bit more recruiting before we leave. Save just a bit more of our gold. We can grab some ROR units from as we travel. Before we leave, I'd definitely like to get in some Forsaken. It's going to be a little bit longer before we get access to the Flamers. They're all the way up here in 1600s, so a long ways yet. Skull Takers orcs are coming, not the sophisticated bunch that hangs out in captured dwarf holds, but the more rural boys. Lovely. Where are they coming from? Hopefully it's far enough away from us we don't have to deal with them. We do now have the oversized heavy armor, which is likely coming from our Nurglish corruption. Let's go ahead and take a look at what that is going to change. Stream of corruption and just a bit more armor. I'm not going to grab this, but what do we look like? Yeah, it's definitely oversized. He's all swollen up to fuse with the armor itself. Switch back over to the heavy bracers. Those are the best ones that I can see so far. More armor and the Plague of Rust to drop enemy armor. Nice little combo.
This world will burn.
These guys are 1800. They're so expensive. See if there's any other way we can grab a few more coins. Does anyone have a war we can join? Join the war with Boris Ursus finally, but I think that's a very dangerous call. No one else really has any wars we're not involved in. That's quite sad.
Not tribal, you will?
Yeah, we're fighting everyone here that these guys are, and I'm not trying to start up any issues with Boris just yet. We have a pretty clear shot into crack a Ormsden attack that he would definitely be exploiting.
Our rage swells.
That's what we're gonna do. Have the Gallery of Delusions here. We're already increasing our overall Tzeentch glory and corruption. Massacres. Now we'll go ahead and add in the Slaanesh building here. So eventually we don't end up losing our Slaanesh corruption because it's helping out with our income and our campaign movement range through the area.
Anger grows.
Just barely enough to grab an additional Forsaken before Kevin leaves. You stay here. Keep raiding. And as soon as we're allowed to declare war on these guys, we will.
Powers demand your utter
Don't really want
What can you possibly say to
go into a lower liability just yet. Claims we won't here, but I don't trust that at all. We recently just signed a peace treaty with them.
I like it.
Let's get through. And we'll hang out here with Lao Tzu and end the turn.
I will visit eternal torment upon
The
all
Ravisher.
who dare oppose me. You have yet to do
And it's only a matter of time they're going to jump out of this little section of the mountains here. Hopefully they're trapped in there, though, and they have to come out of this pass. But fighting a pure Slaanesh faction is going to be a little bit dangerous. Let's do it. And to make you scream, beg, and show no mercy. Yes, they don't like that we've been stealing fistfuls of cash from their allies. And we'll come on back over then with Lao Tzu. Try to ambush whatever they've got going. Since we don't know what their army looks like, and Slaaneshi faction can be quite dangerous, let's be a little bit clever with how we do this. They declared war on us, but they're nowhere to be seen. Interesting. Alright, Kevin, we can grab one more unit of those Forsaken before we leave. Now we kind of have a squad of 4 elite units. 2 for up front.
Serve me. Serve chaos.
What is the play here? Definitely need more flyers. So yeah, we'll grab Slaanesh Furies, but I think we can get them through here too. Sweet. So let's stop sitting in one spot.
Conquest.
And because we're moving
Cannot be stopped.
towards where we would like to be. Before I make that move though, let's make sure
Furious momentum.
only this little mountain pass that has the Slaanesh units. Let's make sure we're in the Forbidden Citadel.
Reigns. Crushing all.
And then we'll just grab the Furies to fill in the army.
Minions. Bow.
Herbal Furies? What do these guys have going? Oh, they just heal. That's useful, but I like the armor piercing and other bumps we get from these Furies. Awesome stuff. I think the last unit we'll just add in here is going to be ROR Flyers if we have them. Yeah, so the Shrieking Sky Rays will come back in. They weren't super impactful before, but I have faith. If only a little bit. Soaring Siphon here as well. As much gold as possible. Actually start raiding from the Slaaneshi faction. They usually have a lot of gold. Ghosts of Pahwaks have now met their end. Likely because we are not the ones piloting them. I do want to start up a new Oxyotl campaign at some point here, but especially here in the old world. Looks like a much more challenging start with all of the legendary lords to be next to. Where before you're just dueling with Kairos, and that's about it. Alright, Kevin, well I would like to come over here and start fighting Boris Ursus. We do have a new army that is trying to throw some hands. Let's come on down to this way. We can try to teleport through the mountain pass to hit Grung Dobkek What a name. Got Vigo and Sin Dancer Dreamcatcher. I'm sorry, did that say Exalted? Oh no, yeah, we definitely need to bring Kevin over. That army is not playing around at all.
Daemon Prince.
Barely don't have the gold for the extra Furies, which is not good. Let's come back towards the port then, because we don't have a lot of actual ambush chance. Just to drop our overall upkeep costs and see if they move towards us.
You may touch me.
This would be a tough fight. Speaking of Slaanesh, drop a vortex on the enemy. That's neat.
We are denied pleasure.
No buildings. Let's make sure we've got enough gold for. I think the Shrieking Sky Rays are only 900 or 1900, so we can afford them next turn, no problem. If they're available to recruit again.
As a god.
They have come on down to start raiding us.
I serve no master.
This is a nasty army here. 61 speed on these Exalted Demonettes. Soul Sent and Masochists.
Shame.
Try to teleport in on them. Because this physical resistance here is going to be doing absolutely nothing against our magical attacks. Actually, the Demoness of Slaanesh struggle the most against other demons. I saw how many respawn of Slaanesh is terrifying. Because they're completely unseen.
Chaos.
Sneaky beasts.
Carnage.
We will go into March.
Surge across this land. A ruinous crusade.
Close to them as we can. Sin Dancer is here, looking like retrofitting their army, so we're going to try to have Lao Tzu come out of the port and attempt to lure them into an ambush. We can get the text out of the way.
New
Wait.
places.
And if we could have Kevin grab the
Ruinous
freaking
power,
sky rays.
living weapons of conquest.
Here we are. Now we must hold the line against this army. We can come down in March stance, we're in a lot of trouble.
Dominate me.
And we know exactly what you were fielding. It's not as scary as it could be.
I was but a
Most of their army is, a good half of their army is more or less just chaff. These are absolutely not chaff. And the blenders of infantry. Danger is ahead of us. Right then, so Vigo has now fled back to this settlement. I'm thinking they're just gonna sit together and wait for us to come on in. They were feeling aggressive, they declared war, but now they're gonna declare war and hide in their walls. Fair enough. You can teleport through and then go into an ambush stance to try to entrap them. Quite the battle, let's do it. Teleport through here. On either side, it's a lot of demonettes, but a few spells will see them blended away to nothing quickly. So ambush in front of Kevin. Anywhere here we get more.
Every soul will be sacrificed.
Back here. Only barely in front of him. That should work though. 5% more will take it. We have no income, so we desperately need to do some damage to this army here. We're just going to start moving down in relations with most of the other Chaos factions around here. They like that we raid the Steel Fist Reavers, but we need them to do some more. We need to do some more damage to them as well. Can't have Azazel stabbing me in the back. That would be bad time. Alright, so even though as far as they know they have overwhelming advantage, they're going to stay back and not fight. That makes sense. So let's see if we can bring Lautzi and Kevin in to attack one of these. Rakadordan would be a failed assault. Wow, okay, well the increased garrisons here are making it so they're just going to play defense the whole time. Cowardice is going to be extremely potent right now.
Hell sent foot.
Lautzi, you come on in behind, I guess also in.
First Kislev.
Right behind. Just act like you're there by yourself and they can try to attack you together. Otherwise, not a lot to be done. Skip through. And we end the turn, hoping for some combat. There we go. We didn't get our ambush, but we're going to get the battle we wanted. What all do they add on in here? Like some more Forsaken. Not going to be an easy fight by any means, but they're attacking us, which means they should be moving on over towards us. Ooh, a checkpoint. Or a choke point battle. You guys are doomed. Sorry, Vigo. Right, we also have complete air dominance. So we can just fly over the top with all of our obnoxious units like the Skyrays here and drop their repeatable damage over and over again. Let's go ahead and grab our Marauders and Spears. Spread them on out. As long as they're charging into the front of them, they shouldn't get any extra buffs from their devastating flanker. We can only hope. Put some Forsaken in besides them. The Great Swords, the other less exalted versions of the Demonettes. Like a much more murdery version of the Rockettes. Find that they're interwoven like that. We'll have the Blood Reaper and the Slaanesh caster in front. And then we can have Socrates and Kevin fly over the top to be obnoxious. Our cavalry is not going to be as useful here. We can deploy them across the river. Oh, we can. Hold them across the river and we hide them in the woods. Seekers don't have to hide because they have stock, but that works out fantastically. We can actually get a rear charge once everyone has made it across this little land bridge here. Alright, so all of our heroes, front line, missile troopers, which we need to bring on over. You kind of getting ready to charge in, but we haven't given you precise orders yet. Blue horrors on the sides. The best way for them to actually fire upon the enemy. There we are, and then the pinks, the blazing squealers in the back. Beautiful. These exalted pinks should be a insane upgrade for our army here. Even got the conduit of infinity. Replenish ammo and gain themselves a little bit of spell resistance. Awesome. Right. Look at all of our beasties and begin the battle. Kevin, you and Loud-C, we're just gonna have Loud-C move up and start firing on the Lord of Slaanesh there. Freaking Sky Rays, you also fly over the top and we'll start dropping laser beam bombs wherever we can.
Demon Prince.
Just fly across. There's nothing they can do about it.
Supreme Demon.
We'll have you focus one of these Hellstriders.
The Demon Prince.
Ashazir. Gotta save most of our spells though for when the poor fools are forced upon the land bridge themselves. Find us some exalted demonettes and give them the lamprey's bite. Cooldown is only 90 seconds. Go ahead and drop that. Ooh, the damage. Alcini fallen, but no kills yet, but a lot of damage goes down. Fires of Chaos. Let's drop in the Zeech's Firestorm and just rip it through all these poor fools. And that'll be the only bit of magic we cast before we cross. There we go. Poor unfortunate souls. Go ahead and start moving back. Move just a few of our units forward onto the bridge, that way they can't get flanked. That one cast got that much. How many kills did you gain? 96? Well done. Got a storm of fire already, which is terrifying for our enemies here. This poor Slaaneshi force. You can drop down the Fascination, force the Vigo to rampage there. Just fly over the top. They've got no choice. I don't know if Fascination's the one that spreads or not, but either way. Shots into these spawn. And now our reinforcements arrive. Beautiful. More missile troops. Put all the blue horrors up on the hill here. Have the pinks and the other blues come into the middle. Set them up differently. Pinks and blues. They know our speedy units are back here. That's not good for them. Go on the run. No reason to get caught by that group. Let's drop down more Lamprey's Bite. Exalted Demonettes are the steam target there. I'm behind this guy's shield if we can. And have all our flyers come forward. Having no range of their own is just horrifying. Well, Kevin, there's nothing they can do about it. Well, actually, she's going to be an easier target for your Warp Flame, so come over here and if you off fire at will, so you shoot only at the unit we want. Sandgores. These are really just going to be backups in case we need them, but I'll put the Spearmen up on the bridge. And the other spawn up on the bridge as well. Oh, here they come. Poor fools. We'll throw them the Firestorm, and we'll watch the carnage. They have spellcasters of their own, so we will want to watch out. be kind of nonsense, but for the most part here, they are being punished. They drop Melkoths down. Doing what they can. We'll throw some blue horrors here, just to slow their roll. Got the Blade of Corn, how nice. You guys are all stuck together, so how about the Blade of Corn? Have you land a deal with this sorceress. Charge on through, let's go ahead and stop who we can. The Vein on this poor lord. Horn of Corn here. No Dude of Death. Lampreys. We can drop even more magical mayhem down. So anyone wants to try to surround Kevin. Magic. Everyone's having a bad day. Other spearmen have arrived. Some of our spears all running for their lives, but honestly, it's completely fine. Slow roll into combat. Now, this is chaos. Alright, do we have anyone else that can kind of waddle up into the fight? I don't really want you anywhere near the front line, but you can come over here and make sure everyone's bad at fighting. Boink. That's great. And then we'll send these Marauders of Tzeentch back in. Let the mean units start smashing in. Evan is completely surrounded, so let's go ahead and try to pull him out of the fight. He is a demon, so if he breaks his leadership, he's in a really bad time. Our own forces pour in. This is the detonation of one of our spawn of Tzeentch. Doesn't really let our magic replenish. We will see plenty of those shockwaves going off. And we're above 15. Come on in and clobber this lord here. Keep moving up. I even think most of our pinks are able to fire. So let's bring them out to the sides. Get whoever you can there. Preferably these spawn. May just be too much of the front line though. One back around. Blood Reaper's a little bit overexposed. We'll pull him back a bit. Drop down the laser beams. This is despicable. Alright, let's bring our speedy units in. Have you hunt down this sorcerer. And the Seekers can just take out individual groups. We've got the Storm of Fire. Gotta make sure we avoid friendly units there with it. Clobber this ORS. Come on down and help. Drop the armor on this lord. Storm of Fire rips on through them as well. Get you up and over the top. Keep all of our Furies out of the fight, but we can have them just chase off units so they don't come back. A great job for you. Deal with routing fools. Go. We'll just drop the melee attack on one of you poor generals. Down to 0. Everything up front here, deal with this group of spawn for me. Including you. That much damage is going to be almost impossible to deal with. Feels like one of our spawn unit took a fair bit of damage, but that was it. Just perfect. Warriors of Tzeentch. Ooh, too much. For those of Slaanesh. We've got a lot of enemies to run off here. We're going to gather up as many of these post-battle captives as we can that are of the immortal variety, and I will catch you all in a moment.
This world
That was indeed the very definition of a close victory. We lost 84. And so we will go ahead and immediately off of this one to Slaanesh for all the extra favor? Definitely. Even if I don't want that mechanic first. You know, Kevin's ambush definitely didn't work. It did not matter whatsoever. That choke point battle was extremely in our favor. Got all sorts of new ROR units unlocked now, which is perfect. And we have succeeded in completing the first part of the Blue Scribes quest. Now, with the next step, we need to capture and occupy Kraka Dorden. Our investigation has proven fruitful indeed. Seems the Blue Scribes of Zeech, Parix, and Zerata are the frenzied force behind the haphazard magics that have plagued so many battlefields across the land. Better yet, the clue to their current location has now reared its head. Chaos surges within a nearby settlement. Back quickly. You could capture the region before the Blue Scribes have a chance to move on, spreading their twisted mischief further outside of your reach. Well, after that, we'll have the reward the Blue Scribes seek a place to collect their parchments.
Demon Prince.
Managed to mess up just about every one of the bits of flavor text so far, which is perfect. So next, we'll grab the final point into Reinforcer. 15% more movement range is always fantastic.
Much power.
Jacks can now be dedicated to Abjuration, Fury, or Wrath.
I herald the only
Gives us a Horn of Corn on demand.
change.
This is also kind of a Horn of Corn, but more based on just damage itself instead of actually landing hits. And then spell resistance, ward save, and more leadership. Let's go for the Locus of Wrath. 40 extra melee attack is insane. Locus of Swiftness. Grace.
I am no mere
Defense and resistance for the whole squad, or Beguilement is just going to be a negative leadership and melee defense for our enemies. Let's make our squad incredibly tanky.
Kislev's fallen champion.
And then for Socrates, we'll simply grab the Glittering Robe, and then the point into metal shifting, so any of your spells are going to be giving us a little bit of a buff.
magical.
Sounds good to me. We'll make you stronger in terms of Gleaning Magic, because I believe they have fixed the spell where you can use it on yourself.
I get stronger.
Your own spellcasters, that is. Now we'll have... Before we jump into battle,
Once I
what have
was
we
but a
unlocked?
mortal of this world.
Heavy Bracers, Transmutation of Lead upgraded, Armor and Melee Defense. We would just lose the Infernal Gateway. I think we like the Infernal Gateway a bit more, but what does this look like? Oh, it is the other Heavy Bracer. It is the clone. And that's part of the Armaments of Change. Let's go back to the Spiked Arms. I like the Vortex spell. For our legs, we've got Cloven Hooves, which would give us speed, charge bonus, and weapon damage at a cost of the Demonic Onslaught, which is basically the same thing. But a lot faster. And a fair bump to our charge bonus and weapon strength. We'll keep what we've got here as well. Chaos Blade would give us the Paragon of Excess, dropping everyone else's attack. I do like that quite a bit, so we'll grab the Chaos Blade here for our main weapon. Doesn't look like this belongs to Slaanesh at all. Or does the god you're kind of dedicated to change the icon of the blade? That would be awesome. We move on in here with
Son was weak,
Kevin the Blue Angel.
magnificent.
March.
Allow us forward. We'll smush these guys here. The rest of these we'll dedicate to Corn. Make sure we don't lose anyone in the auto-resolve.
Revel in this ruinous crusade.
Offer to Corn, 29 more glory, and then resistance and weapon strength. Dash has fallen. Move you forward even more here.
This world.
Even Vital. Yoink.
My name.
Lose 34 that time. We'll hand this glory on over to... I think a fair bit of glory. Favor in return, is what I meant to say. We'll snag the Cornate
Hungry demons.
bump, though. Hungry, hungry demons. Mythomaniac. Whatever you think of this one, they are not. Whatever they speak of, the opposite will be true. He likes to lie. He is a bad person. Whenever they drop below 20% health, they just turn into Chaos Spawn. This is the one where you're doing it to the enemy, that's fantastic. But if it's the one that happens to you, it's less good. Allow C, that belongs to you then, because Kevin can't have them. Banner of Change. Now we're having to switch guys out now. Maniac is even more post-battle captures. Chance of stealing things.
Chaos reigns.
We don't have enough lords with which to use all of our lord ancillaries. Tormentor Sword is great. Let's give you a shield of some kind.
A bloody tribute to
Very,
chaos.
very squishy in battle. Just the way Slaanesh likes them. Let's go Delusions of Grandeur. And for Shax, just continue down to Locus of Wrath.
Power.
Gives us more melee attack. And for the whole army while we're laying siege, which is great.
Winner! Winner! Winners!
Recruit rank and Zinj Corruption for all of our provinces.
Immortal
I think the next thing we want to go for is going to be Growing Chaos to drop construction time for all of our buildings. The melee defense bump for the Furies is fine, but it's not really what we're looking for. It's not the main reason we want it. Spawns, though, going up to the Bastion of Chaos. Loggerel Charts gives us more glory gain, but I would really want to increase our income at the moment. Here at the Acelings Conclave. Another Soaring Siphon. Upgrade the gold cult camp here. Now we're out of gold. We move on Krakadordan now. That is so many spawn.
This world
I think we do.
will burn.
We'll move in. Once we surround them, we'll actually have a little bit of replenishment, which will be great. Set up a couple siege towers and a battering ram. This is 4 total towers. That'll work. You need a siege, and you can come up and do some raiding.
Ravage with
Guess not.
savagery.
Still have you do some raiding.
Agreed.
This is going to give you some experience and drop the upkeep for your army. Still need to sit for a turn and actually build up our siege equipment, so all in due time. Some stuff we do still have to worry about the Varga if you're just building up armies. If they choose to attack us now, we have no real course of action to defend ourselves. Let's hope they don't.
Only interaction between
Are you gonna
us
try to
and
sue for
the
peace? You started this war. Nah. Get out of here, Snake Tongue. You think yourself an equal to my forces? We will have to show you just how wrong you are, but in the next episode. Now I'm out of time for today. I have been Space Wizard Total War. And leave a like for the light god and a sub for the sub zone. See you all next one.